In this video, we're going to be doing your YouTube channel's settings, which is super important for helping your videos get discovered, helping your channel grow, and it can also save you a heap of time if you set these up right. So first of all, you need to come down to the bottom left where it says settings, and then click on that, and that'll bring up this window here, this little box, and then we're going to work our way through. I'm going to try and go fast just to keep the video short. But feel free to pause, rewind, ask me comments below, that kind of thing. So first of all, you got your general tab, and then you got to set your units for what currency you want to be paid in. So normally that's to do with what country you're in. So I'm in Australia, so I put Australia or Australian dollars. If you're in the US, it'd be US dollars. So wherever you are, put the currency that is right for you. So we're going to move on to the next tab, which is channel. So I've got a few things in here already, but I'll quickly go through them as well. In previous videos, we kind of did them on the fly, but now we're setting some stuff in the back end just so it's set for every time. So country of residence, Australia for me. Again, it'd be your country of residence. Probably not worth trying to game the system. They'll probably know that you're not where you're saying you are. Then on to our keywords. This is pretty important, your tags in here. So basically this gives YouTube an idea of what your channel is trying to do. So because mine's content creation, you see I've got a lot of keywords about content creation, small channels, that kind of thing. I've got my channel in here, I've got my other channel in here as well. And then down the bottom, I've put in a few YouTube channels or YouTubers that are in the same niche as what I'm trying to build a channel in. So these are people that I've watched for years and I think are great content creator strategists or give good tips and advice about growing YouTube channels. And then there's some newer people in there as well who've just come through recently who I think are trending or saying stuff that maybe is different to the others, just to give me a good mix of more established gurus, as it were, and gurus who are just coming through, who may not even be gurus yet, but they're on their way up. So yeah, it's good to have a mix of keywords that are about what you're trying to do, but then also other channels or YouTubers in the similar niche to what you're doing, just to help the algorithm figure out what your channel is doing, what kind of videos you're doing, and try and serve that to the right audience, because that's the game here, is trying to help YouTube find the audience for your videos. So then we're going to go over to advanced settings. So basically, in short, you're just going to say it's not for kids. Yeah, so we're going to tick no. If you were going to be doing AdSense, once you monetize, that's where you'll do this. Inappropriate words, I think it's worth stopping that from happening, so don't show potentially inappropriate words. Again, this is all up to you. You can decide what works for you. It's your choice. I'm just giving you a few tips moving forwards. We've got our auto dubbing stuff here. I'm allowing auto dubbing and I don't have manual review on. So basically I've enabled auto dubbing because I want to have it on. If you haven't done that, you might have a button over here basically saying to enable it. I've enabled it. Basically I'm telling YouTube, go for your life. Auto dub everything. I'm not going to check anything. I don't mind if it's established languages or ones that you're testing out. Like, yeah, just go for it. You know, if it's there to be put into another language, go for it. So I've got allow auto dubbing ticked, and I have not ticked the review button because I'm not reviewing anything. I'm happy for YouTube just to go with it. So I could click the manual review and then I'd have the choice of reviewing all of them or just reviewing the experimental ones, but I'm happy just to roll with it. There's a lot of talk at the moment about auto dubbing tanking channels and pushing viewing numbers down or stopping people getting views. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. I just think it's a cool feature, but again, that's a decision for you to make. Ads, I mean, again, this one here, it's hard to know, like if you disable stuff to do with ads on YouTube, that's probably not a good idea, considering as that's where the money's made by YouTube and the creators once they get into the partnership program. So I'm not going to disable that one, but if you felt happier disabling it, go for it. Anything about other people using my content, I tend to allow it because I think it helps me get discovered. But again, if you're concerned about your rights of your content and you want to retain all that, then don't allow it. Quality, YouTube's just doing some stuff now where they enhance the visual quality and the audio quality. Some people hate it, some people don't mind. I'm thinking, you know what, I want to do well on TV. I think my stuff's good quality already. I do everything in 4K, but you know, if they want to tweak it slightly or give it a couple of ticks on their end, then yeah, I'm going to enable this feature. But if you're worried about that, if you've got lighting how you like it or the quality how you like it, maybe you're going for an old school look, that kind of thing, then just don't tick them, turn them off. Third-party training, that's not really my jam, so I haven't ticked that, but if you're happy for that, go for it. These two down the bottom, they take you to other areas, so we're just going to skip over those. I'm going to go to the third tab. So this is our eligibility. Long story short, we're trying to get all three of these illuminated. The last one, basically they ask you for quite a bit of information. I'm not happy doing that. I'd rather they just build up a bit of a channel history on me as I go along, just trying to be a decent person on YouTube, trying to create stuff, following their guidelines, putting nice comments about other people's videos, that kind of thing. On my other channel, I got that third one pretty quick just by being, you know, a decent human and following their guidelines. So here we go. This is where you can start adding in your upload defaults. So you could have a title that you want to put in every time. This can be a good thing to do or not. I do have one set on my other channel, but I just find I delete it every single time. And if you don't put one in, it just grabs the file name. So again, it kind of depends what you want to do. The one I find more helpful is the description, because there's certain stuff that I just put in every video, and because I can have it loaded in here, it just means each time I don't have to go grab it. So I'm actually going to go grab one of those right now from my other channel, because this is one that I always have to look for, and it's always at the end. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that one. So I'm going to grab those and I'm going to drop them in here because I need them on this channel as well. And if I drop those in now, that means every time I upload a video, it's just going to have those 2 credits already in the description, and I won't have to go look for anything. And another one that would be handy for me, because this is another thing that I always have to go grab, is I do a little subscriber link in mine. So that'd be another handy one to have. So I'm just going to go grab that. And that's my subscriber link from my other channel. So I've just got to change this to, there we go. And that means that I've got that already loaded in each time. And it will save me a heap of time moving forwards, because it's a lot easier to select something and delete it than it would be to have to go and find it each time. So it's a lot easier to select something and delete it than it is to have to go find it each time. That's my thoughts on it anyway. Okay, so the next one is your visibility. So the current information from YouTube is they recommend having it set to private. They do checks on your videos when you upload them, checking for copyright content, checking if you're following their guidelines, that kind of stuff. And basically in the small print at the moment, it's saying that if you have it set to private and there is an issue there, you may not get a strike. The language is a bit fuzzy in my opinion, but basically if you have it set to unlisted or public, they might issue you with that strike straight away. So they're kind of saying, look, have it set as private, and then you've got the ability to kind of deal with that strike if it happens. Another thing is, if you have it set to private and there's an issue with the video, or you didn't mean to upload that file, or something kind of funky happened, it's set to private, so it's not going to get pushed out to the rest of the world. So it's a bit of a backup. So here with your tags, you know, we're in the default settings for your upload. So basically you can have tags in there all ready to go each time. The thing for me is I don't always do tags. Tags are a funny one at the moment. Some people don't put them at all. Some people say you have to. I do mine on a video by video basis. So I don't even spend that long generating them. I just use AI to help me out, or I just don't put them at all, because sometimes I just like to try stuff, give it a test. And I've had kind of mixed results. It's very hard to know what has an effect and what doesn't, but I've had videos do well for me that haven't had any tags. And then I've had ones that I think have done bad because they haven't had any tags, and vice versa. I've put loads of tags in and I thought the video did well. So it's really hard to know, but kind of the rule of thumb at the moment is if you're just starting out, the algorithm doesn't really understand your channel. So whatever you can give it to help it out, you can drop those tags in there. So what I could do is I could grab some tags. So yeah, it's your decision whether you want to put those tags in there or not, just so that they're each time. But for me, I don't have them in there because, like I say, I do it differently each time. So I'm just going to jump over to advanced settings. So again, this is because every time you upload a video, you have to go through these settings, and you can set some of them now. So like the standard YouTube license, that's what most people go for, so it's good to have that set. If you know your category each time, that means you can set that. So for the last few videos that I did how to and style. So if I do that here, that just means each time I upload a video, when it comes to the license and the category, they're done already, and I don't have to go through each time, go to the drop down menu and find it. So it just saves me a few seconds, and that does add up over the weeks and months. So here we can set our language. So for me, it's English. So I'm just going to set mine to English standard. I could set it for Australian for kind of a regional edge, but I'm happy doing English, especially as America is probably my biggest market, as it were. So I'm just going to have English as opposed to picking a specific type of English. So this certification here, the top one is the one I go for. I'd imagine it's probably similar to you. It depends on your situation, but yeah, try and answer that honestly would be my recommendation. And in my case, it's always the first option. If it's one of the other ones, like I say, answer it honestly, or do a deep dive, have a look at what it is, find out what you need to do. You just don't want to get that wrong, because that could sting you later on. So we've got our titles. So we've got our title and description language selection. So mine's going to be English again. And then we got our comments. I just leave these two as is. I'm happy for my comments to be on, happy for the moderation at the moment to be basic, and I'm happy to show how many people like the video. You know, it's not going to be loads, but you know what? I think it'll look more sus if it was hidden. So I'm just going to hit save for the moment, just so it's saved, locked in, and then we can press that settings button again. So that'll take us back to where we were. The next one is permissions. That's where you can set, this is where you can invite other people to have access to the back end of your channel. So you can see here, you're basically just giving people access to your channel, in short. So let's keep moving, just to keep the pace going and keep the video short as possible. So this is your community stuff. Most of this you're probably gonna leave as is. So here you can put stuff in like sub for sub. There you go. You can put in a whole lot of words, separate by commas, just fill that up to your heart's content, or there might be other terms. Basically, it's where there's terms that you don't want or words that you don't want to appear in your comment section, or you just don't want to have people having discussions about certain stuff. So some people put political things in here, that kind of stuff. And then the last one, just down the bottom, I'm going to tick this one on, just basically a bit of moderation there. Okay, so let's keep moving. I don't tend to change anything from what these settings are on here. I just leave them as is. I could always come back at a later date. Let's go to channel guidelines. So at this point, I haven't done any channel guidelines on my other channel. So I'm going to do the same on this one and just leave as is. And I don't have anything under agreements. So I'm just going to hit save. And that is all of our channel settings done for the moment. I would say if I had to pick one area just as kind of like a closing remark, I would say there would be the keyword section here. I think that's super important to do a mixture of stuff that lets the algorithm know what your videos are about and what your channel is about, and also give it a few names of big channels or creators in your niche, just to again help it match your viewers to your videos, because basically that's the job of the algorithm. But it's also something that you have to consider as well. You know, you want to be making videos that hopefully you enjoy making and want to make, but are also videos that people want to watch. And if you can strike that balance, you'll be onto a winner. Or maybe you're just chasing views, and whichever one it is, you really want to try and help the algorithm match your videos, match your content to the viewers out there on the platform, because that's how you get views. It does take a bit of time as well. Even the fastest people on the platform, it still takes them a good few months to get some traction, get monetized, that kind of thing. For the average person, it takes a lot longer than that. We're talking years, not days, not weeks, not months, but years, okay? It's probably gonna be, for the average person, at least 12 months, if not slightly longer. So you're looking at that first year being pretty tough, and possibly that first 18 months or maybe even 2 years. Like I myself, I'm just into my second year now, and it is pretty tough, but I'm still hanging in there. And that's why I started this channel, was to try and help people out like yourself, starting out at the very beginning. And maybe this will just help you find your feet, have a good start, and really hit the road running. So I'm just going to hit close because we haven't changed anything. And that's pretty much it for this video of doing your channel settings for the back end of your YouTube channel. In the next one, we're going to do the customization tab. So if that video is not up yet, make sure you hit subscribe so you catch it when it drops. Otherwise, in the meantime, you can check out a video from my other channel, No Vice Rider. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.